Young Links up in Dallas. Like, there's Z3 down in Austin, but that's 3 hours away.
Yeah, no, I just enjoy like Young Link gameplay, and I never knew how like fractured or how big Texas is until I kind of went to a couple of regionals and even low tide down there, and it's just like you guys are so far away.
A funny story about that is I was talking to Dadik earlier yesterday, and he was saying like, oh yeah, like we're not able to make it to this tournament, but you know, we're flying up to Austin, and then we were like, well, it's only a 3.5 hour drive, so we can go to Dallas. And I was like, what are you talking about? But I remembered they're in the Rio Grande Valley, so it's like they regularly drive like 6.5 hours to go to a regional, and I'm like, dang, you guys are crazy. But regardless of that, it is time to talk about the set that is in front of us, Bassmage and Skittles. So Puff versus Young Link, and you would think that this is a very frustrating match for Puff, who wants to just maneuver through the air, try to get up close to Young Link, start making things happen, and then you just get stuffed by projectiles. Yep. And you would be right. That is exactly what happens.
Yes, and sometimes it's not even projectiles, as something like a Nair can beat out a lot of Jigglypuff's aerial approaches. I mean, Young Link just always has all the tools for the trade. Can be very infuriating, but these two have played before, and a lot of times, you know, Bassmage finds ways to work around it, but, you know, Skittles is always just going to be a problem. All right, there goes the forward air, and the boomerang. Okay. Oh, I love this air into the boomerang combo. That platform is I always like to call it a stretcher, especially when I see Skittles playing, because he loves to put you on that platform, and if you miss the tech, your stock is going to evaporate soon after.
Used to be that we talk about that on like Town and City, right, where you can get on that tech chase and it just carry you into the blast zone. But I mean, it's basically the same thing when Skittles is playing, because like, yeah, it seems like almost all the time he gets those confirms. And now it's time to pop that balloon. Skittles getting that first stock, putting a pin in it, and now getting to play his own game plan, sticking to the corner. And, you know, we talk a lot about how important it is to get a lead so that you can play your own game plan, but in a matchup like this, that becomes extra important, because now it is always Bassmage who has to go towards that Young Link.
Yes, and there goes a solid forward air to seal out the stock. I was about to say, I was like, Skittles pulled out that bomb, so he's going to go for some recovery shenanigans, but Bassmage just able to stuff it out with Puff's superior aerial drift.
That is absolutely one of the biggest thorns in the side for Skittles in this matchup, is that if there is any big saving grace that lets Bassmage make a comeback at virtually any time, it's that Young Link's recovery is rather poor. It has some decent distance, but once you don't have your double jump, or you don't have the time to pull out a bomb like you were talking about to mix up that recovery, then you're going to start having really big problems trying to maneuver into a place that Bassmage can't chase you. But on stage, it is all the Skittles show, and it continues to be. This kid is absolutely making mincemeat of this Puff, but now we take a trip off stage, and look at that. He's going high because he wants nothing to do with that.
That was a good recovery there from Skittles, and I mean, just a lot of interactions kind of happen in that short second, and we see Bassmage sitting at 127%. Young Link just does so much damage, but there goes the falling up air. No rest read yet, but Bassmage already putting the fear of God into Skittles. But I don't know, what's a God to a king, as Skittles, you know, somewhat of a king of this Young Link, as he just utilizes almost every tool in his kit.
What's a Mage to a sweet snack you can buy at the convenience store, right? Skittles taking down that second stock of the Puff. That Nair coming in clutch. Whoa. Again, though, great job holding on to the double jump, tossing away that bomb because he doesn't want it to mess him up. And somehow, this Young Link is back.
Oh, yeah. And Young Link has just, like, this character has everything. He has everything. He can do everything all at once, zone you out and all that. But Bassmage going to find that back air, which really doesn't matter what you were trying to do there. It's going to explode you off to the side there.
Again, it's crazy that Bassmage continues to keep this as close as it is, although the game does start to run away a little bit as Skittles continues to make those percentages climb for that Puff. I mean, we're easily in range of a smash attack doing it. Won't be easy to find on Bassmage, obviously. We're still very setup-oriented in this matchup as a Young Link, but hold on a second.
Oh, wow.
A trip off stage. Again, those Skittles holding on to that double jump, but there's the snipe with the Nair, and Bassmage, like I said, can make a comeback at any time with those edge guards.
Yeah, and that was insane. The down air to cover that air dodge to the stage, and like Skittles was very smart about it, saved his double jump, but you know, Bassmage, after he caught that air dodge read, it felt like he was like, oh, it's curtains. He knew exactly where Skittles was going to go and finished it off with the double toe tap of that forward air into weak forward air.
There's almost like a weird part of it where holding on to the double jump has been so key for Skittles' survivability. But Bassmage actually took advantage of that, because he took that opportunity to say, I know you're not going to double jump to get away from me here, so I'm going to hit you back off stage. Now you have to use your double jump, and I can continue to chase you off of there. And that is like the definition of the way that Bassmage plays this character and utilizes her skill set so well, because on stage, you know, you got people, I mean, honestly, even HBox is starting to give him a run for his money when it comes to that on-stage Puff play. But off-stage, there is nobody who doesn't like Bassmage, and that is exactly why he won that game 1.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a weird comparison to draw, but like the matchup very much feels like Bowser versus any super heavy combo character. Bassmage kind of starts the stock at these like 70, even 100%, and then he's kind of able to play the game whenever he gets that neutral win. And he's just trying to send Skittles to the blast zone as quickly as possible, while Skittles has just those constant kill options that he's able to do with that up tilt there.
Yeah, I love that sliding up tilt too, right? Getting an anti-air and not having to commit to something that is, you know, normally Young Link loves to air you, but obviously against Puff, don't want to go into the air and challenge her there because that is absolutely where she rules. But yeah, sticking to the ground, Skittles has been doing such a good job of building on that damage. I love that he maneuvered that boomerang on purpose, I will mind you.
Yeah, what an errant boomerang. It was right for Skittles there, but here we have it. Skittles continues to just put on the pressure, and now something like a Nair at ledge will probably just take the stock. Bassmage just gonna have to play super careful, but a nice parry to get things started. No double jump, and the F smash. What?
Yeah, he did a Jedi mind trick on him. Like he lifted up his hand and said, "Get off the ledge."
Duke it up right now. But there goes the forward air. Gonna seal out the stock, and Skittles is in the lead, but for how long is the question?
There's one up air. Good enough to deserve another with Bassmage. This time able to maneuver around it. Last time we saw the double up air leading to a ton for Skittles. Not able to find it though. It doesn't even matter because again, like you were saying, doing such a good job at building up that early percent that it almost feels like Bassmage doesn't get to play the game until he hits like 90. And obviously when you're Puff, that's kill percent.
Yeah. It's a little bit different when you have a little bit more weight on your side, but Puff is very light. Gonna actually like bolt to up tilt at like 130 that we saw earlier. So Bassmage only really has so much of a lead to work with, and there goes the up smash. One of the most throwaway buffs that I can remember that always comes to my mind is that up smash buff for Young Link. They just made it powerful. Did? Yeah, they just made it more powerful. There you go.
That is like a $500 Jeopardy question. Like that is definitely one that comes up at the end of the round, and you're like, like true or false? Did Young Link's up smash get buffed? I don't know, man.
I have no idea.
Probably not. All right, well, cool. I guess that's good to know, though. I mean, even against Puff, you don't even need those favors, right? Because again, she's so light, and all it takes is that one parry. We saw pieces of that when Peanut was playing Wampy earlier, but being able to go up against a character that is so aerially based, right? You know, we saw it with the Palu. Yeah, most of her best moves are aerials, and she wants to try to spam those and try to keep them safe. But once you start parrying things, a lot of normally pretty safe things get very unsafe, and that's exactly what we see Skittles doing against Jigglypuff as well, saying, I know you want to land on me with aerials, but if I start parrying those, I can start taking you out quick-like.
All right, Kimona, here we are on Hollow Bastion. It's a counter pick. One of my favorite, set pieces in all of our legal stages.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful stage. All the Kingdom Hearts fans are popping off because it's pretty much just directly ported in from Kingdom Hearts, but it's true. Love the stained glass motifs and everything, and also just giving us a single platform layout that's a little bit more spacious, and I think that's one of the things that Bassmage is looking to play with here. Wow.
Yeah, Skittles a master of the Young Link recovery. He's always going to make it super hard for Bassmage to kind of seal out these stocks, but Bassmage just has all the tools and the talent to close it out there with a super strong back air.
That back air just hits like a truck, dude. I love that the devs of this game kind of looked back at Melee Puff back air and they were like, that's a good move.
Yeah.
So how do we make it good? Well, we don't make the hitbox big. We'll just make it kill you at like 60 off stage.
Yeah, it's like somehow they are like, let's make it good, but also let's make it bad by turning around Puff every single time they use it.
Yeah, you can't spam it anymore, right? But
yeah,
makes it all the more impressive that Bassmage is able to land it right there too. Great edge guarding going on right now. Man, this change of scenery, like I don't even know how much the stage is playing into it, although it is giving Skittles less maneuverability out of the corner.
Oh.
But I think the bigger part of it is just that Bassmage is really catching on to some big habits from Skittles in the corner.
It is so interesting. Skittles has now used the bomb like completely different projectiles. There's one instance where he used it like a snake grenade to like get out of a combo, and that time he used it like a Bowser Jr. Mecha Koopa to kind of extend his like knockback there, but Bassmage was able to survive. And honestly, this change of scenery has benefited Bassmage a lot. Like you said, maybe it's not even the platform layout, but something has shifted, you can tell.
Yeah, he's definitely just looking so comfortable in this matchup. Just get the boot. Get out of here. That's what the bouncer did to me the other night. Like,
Oh,
dang.
super
I'm
sad.
lying. I've never been to the club. Never been to the club myself, unfortunately. Someday that'll change, but right now things need to change for Skittles. Was able to get one stock. Needs to do a little bit more damage than that, though. His Bassmage right now absolutely in control of this game 3.
Right, and getting the grabs, and there goes that up air. That seems to be like the staple. After hitting that up air, Skittles just kind of goes into a flow state, finding those extra hits. But not much to kind of get off there, and the fire arrow sets up perfectly, but Bassmage able to weasel out there. That lingering nair gonna set up a very dangerous situation, and the pogo down air not gonna net and nothing, and there goes the little toe tap into a no tech.
It was such a good idea by Skittles with that down air, right? Covering himself on the way down, making it so that Bassmage can't just linger out there and toss out a hitbox, but he's smart enough to be able to react to that, just drift away, and a couple of missed techs from Skittles will end the game. Kind of tough to react because Puff can set up that tech scenario at basically any time with that nair, but nonetheless, still got to hit those techs, especially when you are vulnerable off stage the way that Young Link is.
Yeah, and I mean, Skittles is more of a GG go nexter, so I feel that he just, you know, I miss a tech, whatever. We're into game 3 here.
Yeah, not the kind of guy to get into his own head too much during his set. You know, sometimes afterwards he can be a little bit hard on himself, but I think that during his set he does show some pretty good composure. I mean, he hasn't really changed up his game plan too much, right? Like trying to stick to his guns. And that is part of the problem because we saw Bassmage make some amazing adaptations around that in that game number 3. Here in game 4, Skittles has got to change up something to make it back. Does still hold on to his double jump, and that, you were mentioning what that pogo down air does for Skittles in that recovery. Just got a little taste of it there.
Yes, very good stuff there from Skittles, but like I said, something shifted in that game 3 here as how I was commenting on the set. It was going like Skittles was winning the on-stage interactions, putting Bassmage at 80 before he could even play the game. But all of a sudden, Bassmage is starting to find neutral wins earlier and earlier and making it much harder for Skittles to get anything going.
It's really, really solid stuff from Bassmage. I mean, the advantage state, the damage, the punish game, it's all been so good from him. And again, it has to be because generally the neutrals should be dominated by Skittles, but I think the even bigger story is that they're kind of trading off the amount of neutral wins they're getting.
Oh.
The Skittles right back in it, a little bit of a boomerang into an up air, and we are even 2 stocks apiece.
Yeah, I am always just enthralled by how Skittles literally uses every move in the kit. But speaking of, there goes a couple of kicks coming out from Bassmage, and this is very perilous. The nair actually doesn't do it, but Skittles is all out of options.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, Bassmage says sayonara.
Lather, rinse, repeat. And again, you just see how important that double jump is because the moment that Skittles burned that, we both kind of looked at each other and we're like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's over.
Yeah. It's a tough scenario, you know, when you have that win con that feels so early on. You know, like, technically Skittles can save all the resources he wants, but Bassmage has just been on top of it.
And this is so tough, too, because Young Link isn't really a comeback character, right? Like, you have to be all about your own confidence and say, I'm good enough to make this comeback. And Skittles playing with confidence right now, able to take that stock 1 apiece now between him and Bassmage. That was an absolutely clutch find for him because he is more than back into this game.
Yeah, that forward air felt like it hit a little bit harder there for Skittles, and he may be able to kind of rally for that and find himself in a game 5. Bassmage not going to go down without a fight. It's insane. We've seen that drill time and time again, get Bassmage an insane advantage state afterwards, but the super high recovery gets Skittles back to stage, but not for long. The double jump
got sniped! Oh my goodness, and Bassmage again with the edge guards. It is the absolute win condition for him in that set, in that matchup, and he found it time and time again.